Almighty
Yup.
EA Ski. What's
Right
going
there.
on? I got me a special guest in here today. I'll wait for some of y'all to come in the chat before I introduce who I got in the building with me today. You know what I'm saying? A good friend of mine, man, has become a good friend. And somebody that's really, really know their stuff, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to a lot of this gear. So we gonna chop it up. Mark, what's up with it? Mark Thomas, what's up with you, my brother? How you feeling this morning, man? Blessings on this Monday, man. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Y'all come in, hit the like button. Hold my beer. What up with it, man? What's good with it, my brother? How you feeling, brother? Dr. X, salute. What's up with it, bro? Happy Monday, man. Was just thinking you might stream and then boom. There you go. See, that's that discernment, man. When you use that discernment, you never know what's going to happen, my brother. That's right. Mika, what's up with it? Y4M, what's good with you, brother? Doing great. That's good, man. Love the vinyl. That's what I want to hear, Dr. X. I'm glad you got the vinyl. I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you got a chance to experience the work that I put into the vinyl. Big Stereo, Canadian Thanksgiving Hangover. Good morning. Good morning, man. Shout out to Canada over there, man. Nothing but love and respect. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but love and respect over there. Walt, what's up with it? Salute. Happy Monday to everybody that's over there, man. That's doing their thing, man. That's staying, you know what I'm saying, focused. Nothing but love. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. Polly Pope, oh, what up with it, my brother? Salute to you, my bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Funny Farm. Yes, indeed. What up with it? What up with you? What up with you? Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. Patrick Green, what's up with it, man? Good morning, people. Look who we got here up, bro, up top. That's what's up. Low frequency, what's up? What's up with you? Got to get it in early. We got to get it in early. That's how we start today. Jack Jones, what's up with it? Peace, blessings, peace and blessings. Everybody hit the like button as y'all come in. You know how we do. You know how this algorithm is. It's weird and funky. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We play by their rules. That's why I tell everybody, man, go to easki.com so we can stay in contact, subscribe there so just in case this gets weird, I still got a connection with all y'all. So y'all go to easki.com, go subscribe, and you know how we do. We stay with it. Rise and grind, Walt. That's what's up. Wait for a few more people to come in, and then we're gonna chop it up with my brother. You know what I mean? Wigs Music, what's good, man? Coffee morning, motivation. What up? What's up with it, Wigs? What's good? What's good with y'all? And hopefully everybody had a blessed weekend too, man. You know, hope y'all didn't do too much. Beats like Rick, what's good with it, my brother? What's good? What's good? I see a lot of people out there stressing over football and stuff. Asiatic Green, what's up with it, brother? Salute. Hit the like as y'all come in. Bank Hard Beats, what's up? Oh, they know who it is, man. They know who you are, brother. They know who you are. I told you. I told you they know. I told you. Some of these people know, man. They know. You know, you be shocked, man. We're gonna talk about what we talked about yesterday. We're gonna talk. Some people know who it is. All Things Audio. I'm at work watching this live on this first early break. That's what's up, All Things Audio. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Salute to you. Dion Colorado gang. That's what's up. Shout out to everybody that's coming on here that's tuned in, man, early in the morning, man. This is God's hour, man. You know what I'm saying? This is God's hour. Endorse you. You know what I'm saying? What's up with you? Salute. So yeah, man. We're gonna jump right into it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So first of all, you know what I'm saying, I want to introduce, my brother, man, that we've been chopping up for some years now, you know what I'm saying? Just basically through YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I was introduced, just watching, like I'm a fan. I want people to understand, even though I'm EA Ski, I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of people. I'm a fan of people that's got inspiration, that inspires real thoughts and real stuff that I hear, I gravitate to. I came across DJ Roxy's page, and this man was pretty much saying everything that I've been saying. Intermittent Darkness, what's up with you? Salute. Everything that I was, basically I've been saying. Now of course, he probably don't have as big of a voice as I have, but his voice rang loud when I came across the page because it resonated to what I've been saying for years about sound, about certain gears, and a lot of people that don't understand the conversation that I have about gear. This is not trying to belittle anybody that can't afford certain gear. I think people that got upset with what I said, they took it as, oh, well, he's knocking the gear that I got, and he's just nobody's belittling the gear you have. As a mentor, as a veteran, OG, whatever you want to call me, my job is to try to help you step your game up. If you say that you really want to do something, I can't pamper you. I can't babysit y'all. I have to tell you what it is, and I have to be real cutthroat about it. And I think anybody that's a parent that's raised kids, it's the same mentality. You can't baby your kids if you want them to grow to be adults and have a great mindset and not be deceived. So what I'm doing is no different than being a parent. I'm telling you, hey, this is what you need to do to be at this level. If you're at a certain level, that's cool. But if you want to get to that level, then we're gonna have to step up. So coming across my man DJ Roxy Page, I mean, this man was talking about gear and so on point. It was insane. It was insane. And I wanted to bring my man on the page. I want y'all to like, I want y'all to share and subscribe, and I want you to go to my man's page and check him out. This is what I mean by you have to follow people that have the same thing in common with you. And I tell y'all that all the time. There's a lot of people on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff going on, but is it the best for your soul? Is it the best for what you need so you can go to the next level? That's y'all choices. I'm not here to make those choices for y'all. I'm just here to try to inspire you to be around stuff and to be around, follow stuff that's going to give you inspiration so you can really grow instead of keep you in a very complacent place. All right. So this is somebody that I wouldn't bring to my page if I wasn't inspired. And not only that, before I let him speak, because I'm going on, but I need to let it be known how I feel so you don't think this is somebody I'm just bringing on here and it's just no, no. This is serious. When I bring somebody on here, it's because I respect what they're doing for the culture. Not only that, this man has inspired me, man, with his Emacs. He was the guy that got me inspired about the Emacs. We had talked about the Emacs, we talked about it, and he helped me get my Emacs. So I want to give you a big shout out, DJ Roxy, for the Emacs. Not only that, but you helped my artist get the MV8000, which really changed her production and her
Yeah.
sound. So I want to give you a big shout out, bro, for being who you are and being solid. You've never sold me no bad gear. You made sure that the gear that I had was on point. You thoroughly looked at it, and we all know how it is getting vintage gear. People ain't always on point. People ain't always being solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I
So
mean,
I want to give you a big shout out. Let them know what it do, brother.
definitely, my brother. First of all, man, appreciate the opportunity, to come on your platform. You understand, and you know, the good thing, the connection that we have, man, is that, like you said, man, we talk about the same thing. You understand when it comes to gear, because we understand how old technology works. You understand how, especially me as a technician, because apart from being a producer and a DJ, I'm a technician and understand how capacitors, how ICs work, and how things work internally in the unit. You understand? And I talk a lot about that in my YouTube channel. You understand about how these equipment are built back then to comparing to how these equipment are built now. You understand? And it's a huge difference. You understand? Um, and I mean, I goes as far as showing people how in some of my videos on YouTube, how these main boards are designed inside. You understand? And if I show you what a design is for the new machines, is like totally different, and that projects into the sound quality. You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
Um, it like people got too caught up into, and we talk about this all the time when we talk on the phone. Too caught up into the technology and the easy way out, and the easy way out is not always the best way, especially when it comes to sound. You understand? If you
Right.
want to get that great sound, you have to put in the work. You
Right.
understand? You
Right.
have to utilize your inputs on your machine. You
I
have
want
to
to, and I want,
utilize.
I want to elaborate on that because I think people really need to understand what he's saying right now. You know, nobody's saying that you can't do it the way you've been doing it in the easy way. What's being said is that we can't say we want to do music if we're not thinking about sound. You know,
Okay.
sound is what people hear. When
Correct.
people, when any of us, let's just say none of us are producers right now. Let's just say none of us are beat makers or producers. The first thing a fan look for is how it sound. The first thing, like, oh man, you hear that 808, you hear that snare, you hear the way that, you know, that's what I did before I even got in music. That's what made me get into music, is the way it was sounding to my ears. I think we've gotten away from sound. I think technology has programmed us to give us way more workflow, but they've got us away from sound. And I think people that don't understand sound think that it all sounds the same until you A B it against something that really sounds good. It's like a car, you know, you think you have a fast car until you get around a fast car. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then
Yep.
you start saying, hold up, man, what's in
Oh,
your engine? And that's the same thing with converters. It's like an engine. It's
yep.
like there's certain engines. You know,
Yeah.
you got this the smaller engine, and then you got this big boy engine, you know. So yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to kind of
Now,
elaborate on
definitely. Let me see if I can find. Look, right here, I have a board. This is a board from MPC 60, and this is just one of the board
that. Wow.
from the MPC 60. You got about four boards that about three board right inside of the MPC 60 about this size, right? And this just for the outputs.
Mm,
You can see all the ICs, all the capacitors, everything in this board. You know, when you output anything into this, like I tell people, I mean, you got to utilize your outputs on your
facts.
machines. You understand?
Facts. Facts.
Um, Tracking is very important. Um, always recommend an analog mixer. You understand? Before I was a producer, I started out as a DJ and as a sound engineer. So when I got into production, I mean, I could not have step when it comes to my production and my sound engineering,
For sure.
because I started a long time. When it comes to my music, I mean, it started when I was like 15, and got the great opportunity to work in these big studios that was big analog mixers, from SSL mixers to you name them. You understand? It was nothing digital at that time, um, and mixing on these boards, and then understanding the new technology like mixers, like digital mixers. I was not getting whenever I was like on a, and this is why my mindset is, because I could compare. When you compare two things, then you realize, okay, this way is the way that really works. You
You're
understand?
right.
When
Right.
I was mixing on the digital mixers, it's like something is missing. What's going on here?
Mm,
Mixing on analog mixers, I'm like, wow, this is it. You
right.
understand? That's why I always on all my channels, you understand, I always say, yo, get an analog mixer.
You know what's
Very
crazy
important.
is when you're doing your channels and I'm hearing them drums and I'm hearing the stuff,
Yeah.
it sounds so fire.
Yeah.
It sounds so fire, and that's coming through the YouTube. I'm
And
like,
that's
it's
coming to the
and
you. Yeah.
and I tell people, sound makes a difference. You know, sound makes a total difference, man, and it just sounds amazing. So you know, and you're absolutely right. I think a lot of people think just getting a mix board, you definitely, it's definitely a big difference between a digital mix board and an analog mix board. If you're getting a digital board, you're probably best just staying in Logic or Pro Tools or some of those, you know, because it's
Correct.
just
It's not adding
it
anything.
it's not
Yeah.
adding nothing. And another thing that we were talking about is a lot of people, and I feel this personally from just, I know the internet, a lot of people are trying to search for attention and views. Everybody want views. Everybody want
Yeah.
likes. Everybody know that you can become viral if you use the internet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that's using the internet incorrectly, far as people that's making beats. There's people that's making beats and really don't know what they're doing. They're making beats and they're going out and they're getting this high gear to look like a producer or a beat maker, and they have no clue of what they're doing. I've seen almost 90% of the people that have MPCXs and SEs and any of these machines, lives and what of that, and all they do is go from the computer to the machine, and drag it, export it right back into the computer. I said, you didn't do nothing.
It makes no sense.
You
It,
did,
it
you
makes no
didn't
sense.
do it. You didn't do anything.
You didn't do
You know,
anything to the sound.
you bypassed the main parts of the money of the machine. The money is in the
Correct.
inputs and the outputs.
Correct. Correct. You know, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna be dragging stuff into your MPC, into especially your newer MPCs, you're not adding anything. I mean, it's just best you stay in the box. To be honest with you, at this point, if you're gonna do that, just use your DAW, whatever DAW you use, or use your FL Studio or whatever. It just wouldn't add anything. So and
It's
like we spoke
pointless.
yesterday, I tell people all the time, you know what I mean? I know this stuff is very expensive. I'm very fortunate. I'm not a rich guy. I'm not a millionaire, but I do sacrifice when I want something. You understand?
And you know
From
what? Let me just comment on that. Everybody does.
Yeah,
I don't care. Listen, people could be poor, people could be rich, people could be in the middle. When people want something,
they get it.
people go get it. I don't care what level you at.
Yeah,
If you want something, you go get it. And I think that people make excuses for wanting to stay in a complacent spot. So when you start telling them this is what you're doing, oh man, you don't got to do that. No, you
y-
don't want to do that.
you don't want to do that.
Don't put
Exactly.
that on me. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
it's all about sacrifice.
You don't want to
Yeah.
save your money to go get
Hmm.
something that's going to help you.
Yep.
You want to discourage me and keep me, it's just like being in the hood. People want you to, once you in the hood, they love you. Once you start making money and get up out the hood, oh man, no, you think I'm something because I've changed my mentality and I want to be better in my life. And it's the same with music. Once you start making the choice of analog has intimidated the new generation because they didn't come up on it. I
Yeah.
understand that. Anything that people don't really know about or not really familiar with, they kind of rebel against it because they feel like, oh, that's old and this is this and this and that. No, this is the stuff that y'all are trying to make right now.
Yeah.
Every boom bap song people try to make, lo-fi song they try to make, they are trying to emulate. Every plugin emulates analog.
Yep.
Every plugin.
It started from analog. Everything
That's right.
started from analog. You
Right.
understand?
Right.
And you cannot skip the fundamentals. I do DJ classes as well here locally, and I teach my student the fundamentals. You understand? From where they started from. You understand? Because you cannot skip that. You understand? And it's a reason why if you go into a big studio, yes, they might have a studio B or studio C or whatever
Right.
with a
Right.
little digital mixer
Right.
or
But
whatever
let
the
me
case
let
may
me
be. But
comment
that
on that.
Studio
Let me
A is gonna have an analog mixer.
and let me comment on that. The only reason why studios started having digital mixers and stuff like that is because the times changed and studios were trying to stay afloat. To stay
Correct.
afloat, you gotta stay up with the time. So if people are going and they're doing digital stuff, of course they're going to conform because
Yeah.
they still need to keep income coming in. But the
Yeah.
reality is that's not really what they want to do because they know where the sound is at. But they do like people think because of all of this technology and digital stuff that this was just meant for the companies to monopolize a new generation and keep them
Yep.
away from what they really should be doing. You know what I mean? This is
Exactly.
why music has taken a shift sonically. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to promote fast food. It's no different than McDonald's. It's no different
Same
than
thing.
Burger
Same
King's. It's no
principles.
different
Yep.
than you see them on every block, every liquor store on every block. Well, that's
Yeah.
on purpose. This is on
Yep.
purpose. You know what I mean? But guess what? The real people that do it, you can believe they on SSLs, they on knees, they on APIs. The ones that's
Yeah.
really doing it, they are getting it in.
They're getting in. Yeah.
They're getting it
Exactly.
in.
And sometimes I work with artists, and some of the artists that I work with, um, when the projects are sent out to mix, before the project is mixed, I want to talk to the engineer. I want to know that my project, that the stuff that I put my print on, is gonna be mixed to something that I'm comfortable mixing on. You
Exactly.
understand? When I send myself out to Detroit to mix, my guy they already know that he got to use his SSL. You understand?
For
And if
sure.
he try to use a digital, I'm gonna know because my
Yeah.
hands are built. You
Right.
understand? They are
Right.
built. I
Right.
can hear the sonics into analog domain compared
Yep.
to what digital sounds like. I know
Yep.
the digital. yes, it might sound clean, but it's missing something that we know as professionals what
Hmm.
it is.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And you can't skip that. You understand?
Right.
So now, definitely, brother. I mean, really, really, it's something that it's less of us preaching this type of stuff, saying
Mm.
this kind of stuff. It's less
Mm.
of us, but we really need to put this out there and let people
Well,
know, man,
well,
you cannot
this is
skip the fundamentals.
the reason why I had you on the channel. I wanted people to know that there is people like us. The problem is people like us. And shout out to my brother Show 100. Hopefully you on here because he hit me this morning trying not to miss the live. Shout out to him. He really be wanting to check these lives out, and I salute him because he wants that information. He was another one that was speaking on analog, and he was speaking on the sound, and he got ostracized. He basically got ridiculed, and people attacked him, and they just, they basically bullied him to just saying, okay, y'all right, you're right. Like, bro,
Yeah, yeah,
this this is why I call this God hour. We doing God's work, man. And I don't mean far as just music. I'm talking about just in general. The mindset is you have to stand on what you believe in. Even when people try to bully you out of your position, we know correctly. The
yeah,
mass audience are not as invested in their music because they work 9 to 5s. So
yeah.
they like, oh man, well, this is good enough. I'm working 9 to 5. I'm not going to invest that money. I got to pay my bills. Okay, well, that's why your music is not doing what you wanted to do. And it's
Correct.
cool if you happy with that, but you can't stop the messenger
Yeah,
that do it on a high level,
yeah,
that's got the accolades to prove what I'm saying. You're going to try to bully me into something I know that's not truthful, and you think that I'm going to just bow down? It's like there's no way. As a messenger, and this includes you, never stop your message no matter what, because that's what people pose to do. They pose to doubt because they're not woke. But as you keep doing, and as you keep doing, and as they start hearing your music, and as you post your stuff, they're like, man, my stuff don't sound like that. They
yeah,
know in their heart. A lot of people know in their heart you telling the truth. They
yeah,
just want to be rebellious because they pride won't say, nah.
yeah,
They
yeah,
they 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 like, man, I know he's right, but I'm
yeah,
just not gonna say he's right.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say it. I just can't do it, even though they know you right.
Correct.
So never stop the message, my brother.
No, no, correct, 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 man. And another thing that we talk about, man, a lot of uh sound engineer, man. I mean, that I even looked up to, as a sound engineer
Oh
myself.
yes, yes,
Is the
yes.
fact that they get a big paycheck to mislead people, and that I have a problem with. You understand?
Facts,
Because if you know the facts, man, I don't
facts,
care. Listen, I don't care what company come to me and
facts.
tell me, make sure that you say that digital and that plugins are better than having a hardware. I don't care what the check look like. I cannot, because
Right,
that won't fit right with me.
right,
You understand? And the people that even follow me and follow what I said, they wouldn't even believe in me no more. They wouldn't even like, wow, what's wrong with this guy? And the same thing that happened with me with a lot of like, uh, celebrity engineers. They take these celebrity engineers and carry the wrong message now because they get a big check. You understand? The same guy that we spoke about
yeah, yeah,
yesterday,
yeah. And we don't have to say
he
no
like
names. And we
he's
don't have to
proud.
say no
Like when
names.
I'm not gonna mention the name, but man, when I had him, he talk, and he's like, "Oh, I don't do analog no more. I go straight into digital. I can get the same thing." Bro, we know you lying.
You're lying, bro. You're
You
lying,
understand? Stop.
bro.
You
I'm gonna
lying.
elaborate on that because that you hit my heart. You touch my heart.
Yeah,
I know some of the most elite engineers in the world.
yeah,
You can't be in this game as long as I've been in it and not know some of the best engineers in the world. And I've watched them when the digital technology come in. These companies knew that in order for them to get off the digital technology, they had to align themselves with some of the best engineers in the world to pull it off. Now,
correct.
listen to me close. That's no different than what Akai did. When
Yep,
Akai went to their software and they wanted to go hybrid and they wanted to make a MPC, another MPC, when they were losing their credibility,
yep,
which is still lost to me. But
yeah,
a lot of
me
people
too.
might not think that, but sonically they've lost that war. I mean, workflow, they got it. But
Yeah,
Akai went out their way to reach out to all the elite producers, myself included, to help them rally around their MPC renaissance. That's what they did. This is facts.
Yeah.
And they told us, hey man, we love you, Ski. We love you, such and such. All of the producers, you love us. You don't love us.
No,
You
you
love
don't.
the fact that you can utilize us to build your brand up so you can take advantage of our credibility and what we bring to the table as the fan base that we have collectively. We probably had over 400, 500 million collectively of all the OGs y'all brought to help be behind this product, right?
Correct.
And you did what you need to do, and you lied at the same time because I
Yep.
was the first one to tell them, hey, this Renaissance don't sound good. I mean, I know y'all working on workflow, so I gave you a pass because it was your first time going software. So I said,
Yeah.
you know what, maybe, you need to get, but as we move on, we need to get these converters, pumping,
Pumping. Yeah.
we got to get them pumping because they're not pumping.
And not to cut you off, man, I'll tell you this. Out of every MPC that ever come out, the cheapest build MPC is that MPC Renaissance.
By far,
Internally.
by far,
Internally,
by far,
by far. I mean,
by
I
far.
open these machines. I open every MPC. I mean, I got repair videos on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So I open all these things because, like I said, I run a repair shop. So I
Yeah.
understand how these things are built.
And you know
And
what
the
makes it even, what makes it worse for you is because you are an engineer and you looking
yeah,
at the components in here. You
like,
like,
yeah,
you gotta be
exactly.
kidding me. You
They
like, you
can't be.
gotta be kidding me right now.
Yeah,
Oh, that gotta
yeah,
hurt.
yeah. So it's one of the cheapest built machine, and I understand they didn't put uh much emphasis in building something great because they thought they were on top of the game.
Right,
But hey, when you got a consumer base that's a customer of a great product, you understand?
right, right,
Like, you got to
right.
keep that up.
You
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 got to
set
only
the
get better. You
you set
cannot
the
come down.
you set the bar. This is what I was trying to tell all of these new Akai people that don't know what we know.
Yeah,
Is I come from the Akai that set the bar.
to set the bar.
I come from
Exactly.
that would be the same equivalent to Dr. Dre. Dre has set the bar. Wouldn't I couldn't hear nothing that's lower
That's low.
than what
Yeah.
I've heard from the elite. You dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we have a certain mindset that
Correct.
we have
And
about the material. So just to get back, because I don't want to really just make this just an Akai thing, but I'm using Akai as an example. They
yeah,
use the credible people to start changing the narrative of the people they're really trying to target, right?
correct.
So by default, I'm thinking, oh, they trying to do it. So I come in and I want to help them, and I'm helping them, and I'm giving them all these ideas, and we doing this. But their ideas, like, I don't care about your ideas. We just need to use your name so we can go in the direction we want to go. You dig what I'm saying? So this
Definitely.
is this is the setup, man. This the setup. So now as these companies get smarter, they start realizing, okay, in order for us to change the narrative and the new generation want to do music, we know they've never been in a recording studio. They never
Yeah.
recorded on analog. They never recorded on tape machine. They never used a real compressor. They never used, saying, a quarter inch, a half inch mixed
Yep.
down tape. They've never used none of this stuff. So we can confuse them and deceive them because they don't know. They
Exactly.
don't know. So now we're going to
But
make
but
these
but I tell you
plugins.
what, man, not to cut you off, but that, I mean, as a DJ, I can tell you have repercussions to that because the quality of the music is there no more. The way music is produced is there no more. So what? A song only lasts 2 to 1 month. You understand? After that, it's vanished. It's out. You understand? As a DJ, I can tell you that some of the songs that I play last month that was a big hit. It's not no big hit. That's why these artists have to bring out 5 songs in 1 month. You understand?
Facts.
Because people get, it's nothing there to stick in your head. The
Because
sound is not.
the music now is sterile. You
Yeah,
don't feel the
you don't
heart and
feel
the
it.
soul of
No,
the
we don't. You
music.
don't.
You
You
know?
don't get that because the
Yeah.
production is whack. And I can tell you,
Yeah.
like I say, I walk alongside, and I'm not gonna mention names. There, I walk alongside a lot of big producers here, and brother, man, like they use straight into the box, into the Fruity Loops and stuff like that. FL Studio, not knocking FL Studio. I'm just saying that it's not gonna give you the same,
No,
you know.
it's not knocking. We're not knocking none of these things. We're just telling you, if you have these things, you might want to get other stuff on the side to help it build it up and
To
give it
build
some
it up.
muscle. It's
Correct.
like going to the gym and you just lifting weights. You lift the weights. You look all these people, but you ain't did no cardio. it's like we gotta have a balance, man.
It's a
Like
balance. It's a
yeah,
balance. It's a
you gotta
balance, and
yeah.
today's music really lost that balance. The same balance we talking about. You understand? Even in the mix, like as a DJ, I can tell you this, man. Like if you listen to like most of these songs, they are drunk out by the 808 because it's not balanced. They just think, man, it sounds good in the studio. Everybody high, everybody loving it. They bring that stuff out because now music is not like back in the days where you listen to the music in your car, you listen to your music in your little radio at home, you listen to your music in a small monitor, big monitors, everywhere, and everybody had to agree to like, hey, this project is ready to go. You understand?
Facts,
This is
facts,
ready to go.
facts.
And I can tell you this when working with like I work with a he was a big artist in the 90s. Um and I like working with him, and the reason why, because this guy is like, he come from that professionist background where we had our mix. Listen, the mix was mixed at least 20 times before he was happy with it.
Mm, that's how it
He
used to
sent
be
that
though.
engineer to go back 20
Thank you,
times.
Daniela. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you, E, for the great information and another awesome guest of us. Learn from DJ Roxy. Thank you. Thank you so
Appreciate
much. We
everybody.
appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah,
Just want
yeah,
to acknowledge the super
so
chats.
definitely, brother. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, bro, this is another reason why people are going to concerts and they're not happy at concerts. You go to concerts and you start hearing their music at concerts, you be like, man, that sounds so bad. And people try to wonder why it sounds so bad.
yeah,
People are not enjoying concerts no more because half of them are lip syncing because like it's horrible, man.
it's
It's just
horrible.
a horrible experience now. But back to the other thing we were saying about these engineers that have sold us all out. Some of the best engineers that we love have sold us out because they've made deals with these plug-in companies. And
Yep.
this is how cold these people are. And I'm telling you this is facts.
Yeah.
These guys have took whatever deal they've taken with these plug-in companies and they get on their channel. Yeah, I just work in the box now. Who needs analog? We don't need analog. Man, I work in the box and I do this. And after they turn their YouTube and they click that button from record and stop, they
Yep.
back on the analog console
Back
making
on the
all their
underlog.
music.
Yep.
They
That's
back on the
correct.
analog console, still making their mixes sound
Making the mix. Yep.
fire.
Correct.
Telling you,
Yep.
oh, you don't need it, but you still doing it though.
You still and that's
But you
that's very
still doing it
hypocrite.
though.
That's what I find very
That's
hypocrite
that's
about.
sad.
Yeah, it's sad. It's really
That's
sad
sad.
because now you make people go buy these plugins and
Right.
then they can't get the quality that you're talking about.
Well,
But
and
that's
this
the
is the thing.
reason.
And this is the thing that I try to tell my fans and everybody that's on here. And I say this, including myself. You have to study people's pattern and their consistency on what they saying. You can't follow any man blindly. I don't want y'all to follow me blindly, DJ Roxy blindly. Just
Yeah.
watch what we do through our consistency. And if the consistency is not there, maybe you need to follow something else. These people are not consistent. Their whole agenda is to set you up for what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to set, I'm an artist, I'm a producer, I'm an engineer. I care about the culture. I care
Yes.
about the culture. I'm not losing no business because, oh, I'm trying to sell digital stuff and this and that. No, I'm not pushing none of that. I'm pushing the culture forward on sound. I
Yes.
want to get us back to loving music again. I don't love music the same way I love music, like I used to love it.
Yeah.
I know there's some good music out there, but because it's sonically mixed so bad and sounds so bad, the mixes I get sound so bad, bro. It's almost blasphemous. The
Yeah.
stuff that I hear, the thin kicks, the people recording with bad preamps, they
Yeah.
don't understand all of this stuff plays a role in their sonic definition and their character of their music. A lot of music don't even have to be mixed that bad, don't have to be mixed that tough if it was recorded correctly.
It's exactly.
If you
Exactly.
recorded your music correctly, you
Correct.
could
Yep.
pretty much bring up knobs and it'd be mixed.
And it would be yep. And it
It'd
would
be
be mixed.
already mixed
Yes.
because it's
It's already
recorded
mixed.
so
Yep.
well.
Yes. Yes.
People don't understand mixing don't have to be a big old task. If you recorded it correctly,
Yes.
you'll be shocked on you could just bring levels up and you'll be amazed that, man, that sound good like that. Because
Yes.
you recorded it and did the right thing with how you're tracking and running your stuff
That's
through
right.
certain things, you'll be amazed. You'll be
That's right.
amazed.
Definitely.
Facts.
Yeah. But
Facts.
yeah, man, I really, says that all the time. That your tracking is very important. You understand?
It
That's why
is.
I always recommend people like, hey, um, when you get your analog mixer, make sure your analog mixer have direct outputs. It's
Direct
very
outs.
important that your analog mixer. Listen, there's a lot of mixers out there. You don't have to break the bank to get a mixer that has direct outputs. It got mixers out here for $300-400 with direct outputs. Because
Right.
what a direct output is going to allow you to do is send your stuff to the DAW. You understand?
Hmm.
From your mixer to your interface,
Right.
um, and individual outputs to your DAW.
Right.
And it lets you mix your stuff before you even go into your DAW.
Exactly.
You understand? You get
Exactly.
the kick to sound right even before it go into your DAW and your digital domain. So you get
Exactly.
that good stuff. And even and you go back after you have your stuff in the DAW and it sounds good. You still want to bring it back into your mixer. You
Right.
understand? The same
You
thing
want to
we were
be able to.
talking
So
about. You
base.
have your inline mixers. Um, and what I recommend people like me, for instance, my mixer is not one of those like expensive. My analog mixer is not like one of those expensive mixers. Yes, it's a good brand mixer. Um, but it's not one of those inline mixers. Those inline mixers cost a little more. Like what you have an inline mixer.
Yeah.
But what I do is get a 32. So I run a 16 channel. So 16 is 16. So I got half of the mixer going into my DAW, then the other half is bringing it back in for me to mix. You understand? And that's the way to do it. And
That's
sometimes when
totally.
you understand how to do stuff, you're not gonna break the bank. You
That's right.
understand?
Right.
Because some of these equipment, yeah, get out of people reach in the sense of how much it costs. I mean, some people can't afford a $15,000 or $20,000 mixer, but it's so many ways, like we say in the islands, there's so many ways to kill a cat. So one way is you get a bigger platform mixer that have direct outputs. So you carry your direct outputs into your DAW and bring that back in with your DAW. I mean, you got multi interface that doesn't break the bank.
Right.
You
I mean,
understand?
there's a lot of stuff that don't break the bank. I
Yeah,
think
it's a lot of
people.
stuff.
I think people are under the assumption that you got to spend 100 and 200,000. I heard one dude saying,
Yeah,
well, people don't have 100. You don't have to
you
have a
don't
hundred
have to.
thousand dollars. You like,
Yeah,
bro, like there's so many ways. The pros and cons of technology is that you know, it can go both ways.
yes,
In the analog world, the technology has gotten great, especially when they've made the 500 series. The 500 series is probably one of the best things that happened to
the
the whole
biggest game
analog
changer.
to the
Correct,
whole analog world. I mean,
correct.
it used to be a time where you could not get a compressor that wasn't about $3,000, $4,000.
That's
I mean,
right.
that's just the reality.
The reality.
Now you can go get now you can go get a compressor for $700. You can go get you can go get two compressors for $1,400 with
Yes,
500 series and kill the game.
and kill the game.
You can go get EQs, high-end EQs from
Yes,
elite companies like SSL and Neve. I'm looking at them right now.
yeah,
I got a whole rack of stuff, and it probably didn't cost me no more than probably altogether maybe 3 grand.
yeah.
But you go out and buy an MPC X for 3,000 that have no sound. That makes no
That makes no
sense.
sense. That
That
makes no
makes no
sense.
sense. I would rather be in my DAW,
Yep.
spend 3 grand on that, and then work those as inserts within my DAW, and it's a
Yep.
game changer.
And it's a game changer.
I changed the game. I
That
guarantee you, nobody's MPCX will sound better than your
better than
500 series in your DAW.
correct. Correct. Because
Guaranteed.
especially with these in we use the MPCX. It's not that we don't use these products. But
No, it's a good workflow.
when we compare, yeah, because the workflow. We use them because the workflow. But
But
when
we
you
understand.
but we understand, you
We
understand?
understand.
Because when you put these with these older machines like the MPC 3000 or the MPC 60, you know that it's missing. And the thing is, and I did a video on this on my YouTube channel. The problem with the MPC-X is so digital and the components are not as good as the older machine that by the time you sample 8 sounds in that, right? And anything you sample kind of a little hot, not even hot, kind of a little hot. That
Right.
machine started to distort.
Hmm.
Those red line hit very quick.
Quick,
You can see this, and then you can feel
quick,
it in the sound because
quick.
they drung out,
It start breaking up. It just
start
breaks up.
breaking up. It's
That happened the other night. I was hitting because I was trying to hit it with a pre. And as soon as I hit it with that pre, it started crumbling. And I was like,
well,
oh man.
right. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know you mentioned this before, and I mentioned this before too in my previous video as well. Like even with an MPC 2000, brother, when you can use the stereo output on that and still sound better than all these newer
Yes.
machines
Yes.
on a
Yes.
2000. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Grip Tight Pro. Yoski, keep feeding us that knowledge, fam. Them jewels that's helping to keep the music authentic. Groove, rhythm, instruments, pattern, and phrase. Thank you, Grip Tight, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. That means a lot to us, man. We just here to give y'all this information, and we hope that it inspires, because I know there's some dope beat makers and producers out there, and we can't tolerate another year going by without trying to attempt to try to get the community to start recording and think about music differently. We just
Correct.
can't go another year listening to this type of music sound bad the way it's sounding. We can't do it. And that's our goal. This is why I have my brother DJ Roxy on here. He's telling you, even from an engineer point of view, at looking and opening up these machines,
Correct.
he's
Yeah.
telling you what he's seeing in it now. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what I've been hearing, but he's telling you what he's seeing. So yeah, man. But go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Like I said before, man. It's how these products are built now to how the products was built back then. Is a whole
Mm.
different thing. And we spoke about this, and we're not going too deep with what Akai is doing. But like I told you yesterday, man, if Akai wanted to give us another machine like the MPC 3000 or the MPC 60,
Hmm.
brother, they have the budget. You
They
understand?
have they
You got
have
to.
firmer a budget out of this world.
They got a big budget,
Out of
and
this
if we're
world.
looking at ransom MPC SP 1200
Right.
with a less budget than what Akai has,
Right.
in my opinion, and he bring out a machine like what he bring out 1986. What make you think that Akai cannot do it, man?
Well,
Akai
that
can
that
do it.
you just confirmed what I've
Yeah,
been trying to tell my audience. It's like, so you mean to tell me that the SB 1200 came out in '86, way before the MPC? So
yeah, because the
let's so let's
MPC
so
60
let's
came out in
be
1988.
right. So let's be clear. So the 1200 is before the MPC. It's 2021, and Rawson drops this beautiful sounding machine that sounds just like the original SB 1200 with the lowest budget, but sonically sounds amazing.
Correct.
And you're gonna tell me that a company with almost an infinite budget can't make a machine that sounds just as good as the MPC 3000 and better?
Yeah,
Now, if y'all believe that, then we just can't have a conversation anymore.
yeah.
We just can't have a conversation no more, because how is Mr. Ronson killing the game sonically with this SB 1200 he made, and then Akai is just laughing at us? Look at the suckers. We could
Look at the
just sell
suckers.
them.
They're still
We
going
could
to run
sell
into the
them the
store.
same thing over and over again. Akai is laughing at us like crazy, man.
And they
They
are,
are
and
they're laughing. They're laughing at us.
not just in the production, but I can tell you this as a DJ. One of the biggest DJ companies was Rain Company was one of the largest. Denon Company was one of the largest DJ company, and now I get a lot of these equipment to come to my shop to repair because it's cheaply built. It
Yeah,
doesn't sound good, so it's not even just in the studio.
right.
Even when we out here DJing with this equipment, it doesn't even sound as good. You
Man, I had a
understand?
buddy. I had a buddy that just hit me and said he had to buy another MPC Live because the battery just broke down. Just everything just broke down.
It's
Two now,
crazy.
bro. How do you buy two machines when you bought one? I just, bro, for the
But this is the thing. What's this? This is the MPC 3000 came out in 1993, and it's
right.
still pumping. It's still going.
And the only thing you have to do is maybe sometimes you have to, service the knobs because the buttons, or maybe the
Yeah,
backlight button.
it's and to be honest with you, with this one, it still has all the original knobs and buttons on this one. 1993, and the only thing I did to this machine It's just change the drive into one of those SD drives. That's
SD as
all
the
that needed
card
to be
reader.
done.
Yeah.
That's how well built this stuff
Same,
was.
same, same for me, brother. I've never had a problem with none of my vintage machines. If I did anything, it's just all it was to modify it so it'd be more convenient. Right now, like with my OG SP 1200, just got a card reader on there. You know, my MPC LE just got a card reader on there. I just did a little thing, man. Thank you, R
Yeah.
Bemis. Thank you, man, for the super chat, my brother. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for real. But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. We've never just had problems with none of the stuff that we've had. We've never had no problems like that.
It's
And
exactly. My thing is this. When these creators like the MPC, these guys used to take the time and produce something that people will enjoy using and that will create something great. You
right,
understand? Now
right.
it's all about how much money they can make, and then leaving us with stuff that's not good for us. Like that.
You
That
know, we was talking about something last night that was really, really a trip. I think a lot of y'all might remember Elisa's. You know, if
Oh
y'all
my
don't know
God! Yeah.
Elisa's, Elisa's was one of the most powerful companies. Even when we stopped doing 2-inch tapes and we started having home recording studios, they made the
Yep.
ADATs.
The
And
ADATs,
them
which
ADATs
was
sounded
big. Yep.
amazing.
Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
Amazing on what how those
Yep.
ADATs sound. And they made some good drum machines that hit hard. That was matter of fact, that drum, what's the drum machine you got the leases
At least it's the HR-16.
the HR-60. That them kicks and snares
Yep.
on that thing is so crazy. I mean, they made some powerful, powerful gear. But guess what happens? In music comes in and just destroys
Destroyed
everything.
everything.
They're,
Everything.
they're like the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
They're like the Prince of Darkness. Anything they get their hand on, just like Moog now.
Yeah.
There's no hope. There's no hope for
There's
Moog.
no hope for a
There's no
good
hope for
product
them.
anymore like that.
There's no hope.
My only hope, I say, brother, we keep, saying this kind of stuff is that they realize, oh man, it's people out here who have the knowledge, who's understanding. So let's create something great again. That's my
Yeah.
only hope, that these people
Well,
can
I
listen to the message.
this the thing. When you're a messenger of God and you really believe in what you believe, it's going to happen. That is going to be forced to happen because there's a lot of companies that I'm talking to right now that's not playing. That's on the same page with me. And this is the big reason I give a big shout out to Mr. Dave Ronson for us doing a special edition that I'm coming with, hopefully around in December.
Definitely,
And
man.
and we're
And
gonna
by the
and
way,
we're
brother,
spark.
by the way, that stuff looks that.
Th-
Oh my God, it
Thank you,
looks so great, all
thank
in
you,
the
brother.
black with the red stripe, like
Thank
two of
you,
my favorite colors on that
man.
machine.
Thank you, man. And
Yeah,
and and you know, and what I love about Mr. Ronson is the fact that he saw my vision clearly when I started speaking to him, and we was just on the same page from day one about sound. Our whole
yeah,
conversation. Hey, so 100. I got the master link right now. The Elisa's master link
yeah.
is
Oh yeah,
fire. That
fire.
Elisa's master link. So
Yep,
100 know his stuff. I bought
correct,
that from a
correct.
dude in
And that
Chicago. It was brand new. It's man, that Elisa's master link
you
is
can even master on that before you send it to a CD. You can
oh
do
my
everything on
goodness.
that. You can EQ, you can compress
Oh
everything on
man.
that.
Oh
You understand?
man.
Unless it's really like it was, and the thing is with Alyssa's back then is give us when everybody was costly, when everything was off reach. Alyssa's was the one that gave us all these equipment, that great equipment
Yeah.
for a great price range.
Man,
You understand?
Elisa's was killing
Was
the
killing it.
game. They were making bro, I went out and man, like this was about maybe 3-4 years ago. I went out and found a master link because I was like, man, that thing was dope. I said, I
Yeah,
bet you nobody even want to use it no more. I'm going to get the stuff that people don't even think about using no more because it sounds good.
it sounds
Because so
good.
many, because so many people are conforming
Yep.
to what they think is going to be what's better now, and don't even realize what they're giving away.
They don't know. They don't
They
know.
don't even know.
They don't even know, and they're selling it for less than nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like a
Right.
master link back in the days was like 2 grand.
Yeah.
Now you get it for $200. Like,
Yep.
yeah, we take
Yeah.
advantage because we know how to use it. We know the impact that these machines made. You
I mean, when
understand?
we first started talking and how I got you up on the MPC 4000 because you
Oh
didn't have
yeah.
a 4000.
And let me tell you something about that, my brother. Listen, when you told me about it, right? When you told me about the MPC 4000, I went ahead and bought one. You understand? Because when you take advice from somebody who knows this stuff,
Yeah,
brother, you know that they're not talking any crap.
That's right.
When I bought the MPC 4000, I was like, wow, he really put me on. I said, he put me on.
Yeah.
And I made a video, and I remember telling people, because when I bought mine, they were in
Hold on
that
1 second.
400. Yeah.
Rome, thank you for the super chat, my brother. Thank you. Ski, should I get Rupert Neve 500 series or Focusrite Scarlet 4th generation with the Furman? Oh, I would go with Rupert Neve. I mean, but see, that's two different things because you're talking about a interface. You might wrong. You might want to hit me on my consultation, bro, and so I can really get in details with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna finish chopping up with my brother about some stuff. Yeah, you might want to hit me on my consultation so I can kind of guide you on what you need to do, bro. Because those kind of two different things you're talking about. Lightweight. So hit me on the consultation, homie. But thank you for the super chat. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man, but definitely, man, when I went ahead and bought that MPC, those MPC 4000 was going, a lot of people didn't know what they had. Those MPC 4000, when I bought mine, they were going into that 400 to $800 range.
Yeah.
You cannot find, and I made a video that said, yo, this is a great machine.
Right.
It maybe not valuable right now, but the value
Right.
is gonna definitely catch up one day.
Right.
Right now, you cannot get one of those machines for no less than $2,000.
Hey, listen, and I blame myself for that because a lot of times people be mad at me. They be like, "Ski, you driving the price up, man. You drive." But I'm not trying to drive the price up. I'm just trying to get people to understand that if I don't speak on some of this gear that people have overlooked, and these are still stuff that's out here that people are getting rid of, you know, this is an opportunity for you to grab this stuff so you can be ahead of the curve. And you
Exactly.
wind up getting it, and then you gave me a shout out. And you look how God works. I put
Yes.
you up on that, and then you put me up on the Emax.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
definitely.
you see how steel sharpens steel? And
Yeah,
it doesn't, and I tell people this is not about me having Grammys and all of that. This is about dealing with people that care and passionate about music. I could talk to anybody. I don't care who they are. If they love music, we gonna have something in common. I don't care if they got no Grammys, a billion Grammys, none. I don't care who they are. If they love music, we're gonna always be able to converse. And that's how we build our relationship. Because
not definitely,
when I
brother.
heard that Emax, I was like, you had that
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
cracking. I was like, hold up.
It's like I tell people all the time, brother. When it comes to that Emax, man, if you really not in the budget, if you don't have the budget to buy SP 1200, the original SP 1200, because the price is really high, then I get it.
Yeah.
But hey, tell you this, man. Um, if you can't afford that, man, those Emax go for a way lower price than those SP 1200,
Right. Right.
and you're gonna get that same sound from the SP 1200 and the Emax. I tell people that all the time. It's that similar sound. It's the same chips that was used. Some of the chips that was used on the SP 1200.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really can't afford the SP 1200, I really recommend you get an Emax.
Right.
You know,
Right.
The SSM 2040 chips. On the SP 1200 you have two of those. On that Emax you have 8. You understand that how powerful
Yes, sir.
that machine is. It's a machine that a lot of people slept on that machine. But it's a machine that you can't sleep on. It
I mean, bro,
definitely
you showing it,
is.
man. You showing it because you had made a couple things. And I was hearing
Let
how
me
that
just answer
kicking.
that. The guy he asking to get the Emax 1 or the 2. Highly recommend that you get the Emax 1. That's the real machine to me. I mean, not knocking the version 2, but they are it's not the same quality. And I could tell you because I have both, and I put them
Yes.
both together, and it's not. It's
Mm.
not the same quality. They really got into that era with the Emax 2, with the Emax 2. They got into that era where everything started to go too clean,
Yeah.
too clean compared to what the Emax sounds like.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
understand?
get it.
But
Yeah.
if you can't get an Emax 1, I mean, the 2 would be just it would be a great
Yeah,
buy. It
but in
would be a great buy.
comparison, we want to try to go for the one before the two,
Yeah,
if
exactly. You
possible.
want to go for the one and
Possible.
yeah, before the 2.
Man, I was on you
Yeah,
about that one. I said, I'm gonna get this
yeah,
one by any means necessary. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Quick, the producer, man. Thank you for the super chat, my brother. You've been giving me confirmation. I've been feeling this for so long, but didn't know what was wrong. I thought it was me being trying to get that sound, but didn't know how. Thanks, Ski. You saved my gift, man. Man, nothing but love, Quick the Producer. Nothing but love. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, man, to everybody that's feeling some type of way and wondering why they're not where they want to be with their thing, this is definitely the channel for you. This is definitely going to be the channel. We're going to definitely always keep it 100 about sound. We're going to keep it 100 about, how you go about trying to get the best sound. Because listen, in order to place your records, in order to try to get into the music business or whatever, the first thing people are going to want to know is that, do you have something that's going to sound good that can get their attention? If you can't get their attention with the sound, you probably best just doing it as a hobby. Just do it as a hobby. You know what I mean? Because I know even when I'm on my page, just this weekend, I sold probably 6 tracks. They were just stuff I was working on, but they sounded so good when I posted them. People was like, man, Ski, I got to buy that. How much you charge me for that? And it was in the DM and the DM. But it's not just the beat. It's the way I make it sonically sound that cultivate. Because if I just made beats and I just posted them, they'd be like, that's cool, but you wouldn't be able to hear the dynamics in it.
Correct.
The way that I run my stuff through my gear, it's not even mixed. That's what's so crazy. People think that when I post my stuff, it's
you
not
don't need to do
mixed.
much.
It's
You
not
don't
mixed
even need to do
because of
much.
what I'm running it through.
Correct.
So I try to tell people, they're like, man, did you mix that? No, it's not mixed, bro. That's just it coming out of my machines
come
and
out
out
of
of
your
my
machines
circuits.
like that into your into your mixer.
Yeah.
You understand? Because
Yeah.
if preamps in a mixer makes a big difference. Sometimes you don't even have to use the EQ.
Facts.
On a mixer.
Facts.
Just the preamps, when those preamps hit, especially when you're talking about analog mixer.
Facts.
You exaggerate those preamps.
I'll give you a prime example. I'll give you a prime example. Not to even cut you off. I just don't want to forget my thought. Mr. Ronson was here, so he was just showing me how, because I didn't know how to do the load the name in it. The way they got it now is just a little different. So he was around, so he showed me. But in the process, he showed me I was playing a track, and he was like, "Wow, Ski, that sounds incredible." He was really blown away on how it sonically sounds. And I said, yeah, that's just coming out of your machine, Mr. Rosserman, through the board. And he's like, wow, it wasn't mixed. It was just raw coming out of the machine through the console. You know how much magic that is by itself?
Yeah.
You know how much less work I have to do. So everybody talk about, oh, you got to do more work. You really don't have to do.
You don't really
You're
have
gonna
to
do
do
more
much,
work on the back end, or you gonna do work on the front end. Which way you want to do it?
Exactly.
You're gonna do work.
You're gonna do
some
work.
work.
You're gonna do work. And to be honest with you, mixing in the box, if you don't have something good, it's gonna give you more work to do.
It's gonna be way more work than you can imagine. Man, I just said this last week. I said, I saw a person, literally, and I can't make this up. I saw them show their session, and they had about 17 plugins on one kick drum.
On one kick drum.
I said, come on, bro.
Come on, man.
I said, come on, bro.
Come on.
I said, when do you just realize that that's just a shitty kick drum, bro?
Correct.
When do you just wake up and say, I really chose a bad kick drum?
Yeah.
Like, dude, if you need 17 plugins when you mix in the box, that's a problem, bro.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Something sonically is not right here.
It's not right.
It's not right. It's not right. It's not right.
Somebody give me a project to mix. Now that we're talking about that, and I remember it was like maybe 4 years ago, somebody gave me a project to mix, and everything was done digitally for him. He was just giving me the project to mix, and I told him, bro, no matter what I do to this kick and this snare, because he's like, he gave me the project because he saw my YouTube and he realized, man, I love the way your stuff sound.
Yeah.
So he gave me the project to mix, thinking maybe he used, good gas and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
The whole project was probably digitally made digitally. I can't recall which program he uses, but everything was done on the computer. When he gave it to me, I said, bro, I can't do nothing with this. It's nothing I could do. In the sense of, if you want to use your stuff, I can't mix this kick because it's never gonna get me the sound that you want, that you have from my, my videos and whatever.
Right.
So
because we're not the same. We're not the same.
So I remember I had to MIDI.
Right.
I had to MIDI my MPC 3000 and recreate his drum patterns.
Yeah.
To get the drums that he wanted. And then he asked me like, man, what did you do, man? That song's so good. What did you do? I said,
Right.
brother, I had to start from scratch. I
Right.
had to get my machine to go to an analog mixer,
Right.
to go back into the DAW, to
Right.
matches your drum pattern, to
Right.
get the stuff to sound like how you want the
Right.
song that you hear
Well,
from
that's
myself.
what a lot of engineers used to do. Maybe
Yeah,
15, 20 years ago, they used to just do drum replacement. They just used to replace their drums because they
yeah,
sound so bad. It's like,
hmm,
bro, I would never. I mean, I lose my job mixing this
yeah,
because you've already. It sounds so bad. Even mixing it is not gonna help it.
yeah.
You know, it's just not
It-
gonna help it. If I
It's
don't
not gonna
start
help you.
replacing,
Yeah.
if I don't start replacing sounds and doing stuff because you just started off bad with your sounds out the gate,
Oh, the gate.
I can't. I really can't. I can't do nothing for you, bro. You know,
Yeah. You
that's
know,
real talk.
and even when I send, projects from beats that I sell or whatever the case might be, and I have these talk with these engineers, they want to know, man, like, wow, brother, like what you use that the sound sounds so fat. These engineers coming to me and telling me why my sound sounds so fat because they're
Right,
so accustomed of everybody sending project to them that they have to do so much work.
right,
You understand?
right,
And you're talking
right,
about guys, legendary engineers in Detroit who come
right,
from the era of real music. You
right,
understand? Real
right.
like kick drums and
I
real
know exactly
stands,
what you're
and
saying. I know.
you understand?
I
And
understand.
when they realize that, man, this thing sounds so good.
Right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I let him know, brother, I doesn't miss the fundamental of how things started.
Right.
You understand?
I think
How we're supposed to mix, how we're supposed to, track, because it's important. The tracking is very important as well. It's not just the mix, because you cannot mix something that doesn't sound good.
you
Tracking
know
is very important. No,
you 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 know this is something that I tell somebody when I was interviewing Roger Land, and I talked to several other engineers and stuff. But one of the things that I realized in interviewing certain people is that when the drum machines was created, it was really created to try to compete with drummers,
yes,
with the live drummers. And if you know anything about drumming, you mic up some of the best mics and use some of the best preamps to get the drums to cut through and sound and hit hard. So, what's the difference between making a drum machine with the right converters to hit hard to compete? That's what we were trying to do, to compete with these
to
drummers.
compete with the
and
drummer.
and 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 so we're not competing with drummers now. We're not competing. We're competing with how fast we can make stuff, and we've gotten away from the sound. We're not we
Ye-
we've gotten away from competing with the drummers and the hard
yes,
boom,
that hit
God,
hard,
boom, boom, God, boom. Like,
and this will be losing
if you
that.
go in any studio, you see any drummer, and you see all those mics mic'd up around those, all of the drums and the whole nine, and you see the pre's, the different pre's they're using for different things, and you hear it come out, you like, oh, and not only to take that for a fact, but not only do these drummers record with the best mics and pre's, but they still will go and hit 2-inch tape
Correct.
because they're using still 2-inch tape to get the
Yes,
fat and the real saturation. So this is what the drum machines were meant to do. It was meant for us to compete with these drummers. You dig what I'm
yes,
saying? It was
yes.
meant for that. And in the earlier days, the 80s, when it first came out, the 80s going on to 90s, that was the concentration of making strong converters where it can compete,
Where they can compete with the
where
drummer.
it can compete.
That's
Now,
correct.
you're in an era where people just want to look like they compete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the companies understand that we could save way more money just by just say, you know what? You feel like you competing, don't you?
Yes.
But you're not competing.
Yeah.
You're not competing. And I just want to add that, you know, I've watched the sound. People don't understand the MPCs were digital. They were digital. They weren't analog. These machines are digital.
Yeah.
But the chips they had was so emulation close to analog that
Yeah.
that's why we always say they're analog. The
Correct.
analog machines were the 808s and the
Yes.
909s and the 7s. Those were really analog
Analog machine.
chips.
Yep.
Those are
Correct.
analog chips. When you started getting into, so people will debate, well, those are not, yeah, but the way they made the chips back in
The
the
way they made
day
the chips.
were totally on the verge of really, there you go. There you go.
And this
There
is
you
just
go.
one board. Like I said, man, this is just one board after MPC 60. It's 3 boards the same size of this.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
The same
Right.
size with
Right.
all these chips. This is the main chip for the MPC60. This is a
Wow.
converter chip. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why if you have a problem with your MPC60 freezing up, this chip is responsible for that. You
Right.
understand?
Right.
Which distinct this chip in the MPC Mac 2, an MPC60 Mac 2. The SPC, people call it the
The
MPC
Mark II. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
52.
Mm-hmm.
This chip was changed. Um, but this stays with the same components, like everything, and that's why the MPC60 sounds so rich,
Right.
especially on the low end. You
Yes.
understand? It
Yes.
sounds
That
so
low
rich
end.
on the
That low
low
end
end.
bit crunch on there.
It
Yeah.
runs on
Yeah.
the low end. You
Yeah. Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
But definitely, man, they got rid of that all that good stuff that used to make that even that machine that's digital make it
Right.
sound like analog.
Right. Yeah. And I think
Yeah,
people, they don't understand. You know, digital chips were made way more analog sounding than digital chips today. They found a way to dumb down the digital chips for cost efficiency. You dig
correct,
what I'm saying?
correct.
So let's even go back to when we start talking about ADATs. Those were digital too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But they made it feel way closer to analog
yes,
than what the digital of today is. They've watered down the whole digital signal, so yeah, it's digital, but it's a weak digital signal. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That you have strong, like what Rossum is doing. He
yeah.
is finding a way to make these chips sound just like the analog circuitry.
Correct, correct. Because
Yeah.
some of the chips like the SSM 2040, you cannot get those chips. They're not in production anymore.
Right.
But you can recreated the chip or use the chips that simulate that SSM 2040, and that's why that machine can sound just like the old machine, and they
Right.
can do it. And the same thing I've been saying,
Yeah.
these bigger companies, they can do it. They can recreate
Right.
what they can't get anymore because
Right.
they say, oh, we can't get it anymore.
Right.
Recreate it, brother.
Right. Right.
You
But
know?
this is the thing, man. And this is the conversation I had. I said, when I was telling last week, I was talking about bean counters, and these financial advisors, their job is to make profit. And they
Yeah.
can care. And see, this is why I tell this whole community, you have to be careful when you start talking about corporations. This is why independent companies like Mr. Ransom, they're gonna always be great because
They will
they don't
always be
have a
great.
big infrastructure guiding them in the wrong direction. And once it becomes a corporate
When it
infrastructure,
comes couple thing, it
yeah, it's
becomes just
it's it's
about
we're in
money.
trouble. We're in
We're
trouble
in
now.
trouble because
We're
it
in
just
trouble.
become
And
about
that's
money.
any
Yeah,
business. That's any
any
business. If
business. Yeah,
if you have a hot dog stand and you
yeah.
doing good and you start, and then all of a sudden, you know what, Walmart want to buy into your brand, they're gonna change those hot dogs, man.
Yes, they're gonna change it. Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna change it. The hot dogs are not gonna be the same. They're gonna
It's
say, you
not.
know what, you need to put some pepperoni in the
Yeah,
hot. They're gonna just start
they're
doing
gonna destroy
weird
the.
stuff.
They're gonna destroy
Yeah,
the whole
man.
thing,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what.
yeah. But put a couple of dirt rocks in the hot.
And
Man,
it
bro, I don't want
exactly
no dirt
and
rocks.
brother, and that's exactly what in music did. You
Yeah,
understand? It destroyed the studio equipment
yeah,
in a sense, giving us these things that doesn't sound good. And the same thing when we go out and DJ now as a
yeah,
DJ, they did it with the
yeah,
equipment. Like I do
yeah,
not use. Listen, at my repair shop, if you go to my repair shop, all you see is Rain in music products that I
yeah,
repair it because they
yeah,
break down real quick. That's why I do not use those products because I cannot. It's not reliable. I
yeah.
cannot be charging somebody $3,000 to do a wedding,
Right.
and then my equipment break down in the middle of the wedding.
That's
I cannot.
disgusting. You look
That's
like a fraud.
disgusting. So,
You look like
and,
a
and it's
fraud.
wrong because
Yeah, you
it
look like a
never
fraud.
like if people who on here who understand DJ equipment, you have what you call the Rain 57 mixer. That never breaks down. Never. That mixer was so reliable because it was still under the company before In Music bought it out. You understand? And they were building great product right there in California.
Yeah,
You could have called these people and get to them and say, "Hey, man, I'm having problem." And they could have called. Now you can't even call Rain and say, "Hey, I want this."
bro. It's so
Bro,
disgusting. You can't call none of these corporate infrastructures. You got to play phone tag. You have something go down. You got to wait almost a week or two before
yep.
you could be like, what if I got a project I need to put out ASAP? I can't
Exactly.
get nobody on the phone.
And
I
then
can't
when
get
and
no
then the
text.
problem is when you finally get somebody on the phone, it's somebody who don't understand or know anything. They can't even guide you. Like you know about more about the gear or the problem that you having than the person you calling to help you. And
Right.
that's a problem.
I mean,
That's a
but that's
problem.
how this is how these companies save a lot of money, and this is the reason why they're laughing at us
They're
because
laughing at us. Yeah.
we don't demand. It's just like in your community. Anybody that's on here that comes from urban cities like Oakland, Richmond, or any cities that's really destroyed by the economy and how they treat the economy, all our cities have money and we're taxpayers. But what happens in our communities is that we don't speak on the demands of them to repair the roads. Hey, we don't want them potholes. We don't want that. The
Yeah.
city got the money, but they
The
know that
city got
most
the money.
closed
Yeah.
mouths don't get fed, so they ain't gonna take. They're just kicking money back. They're just kicking money back to the politicians because we
Yep.
won't say, man, you fix this road, man. I drove. How the hell do you drive on the freeway and you just hit a pothole?
A
How that
pothole.
hole? How did that hole get there? Like
How
this is
exactly?
concrete. So somebody must have deliberately from the city put a hole in there because you make money
Yeah.
by car repairs. So the car repairs get
Get
taxed and
exactly.
it comes through the city. So all of this money comes. So
Yep.
when you see these holes in the city, this stuff is all designed
It's
to
all
keep us
designed to. Yeah.
funneling money and money and money. And it's the same thing with these machines and these companies. It's like,
Yeah.
man, a closed mouth don't get fed. If you don't tell these companies, man, enough is enough, bro.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. You're selling this nonsense. The product is
Get
not
it.
it's not good. And if you're
Yeah.
gonna sell us nonsense and it's at a reasonable nonsense price, then it's
Exactly.
my
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's my
Yeah. We get it.
choice. Then
Yeah.
it's my choice. Okay,
Then
you
it's
know
your
what?
choice.
That's a feasible. I know
But
this
then
is
you got to pay
nonsense.
nearly $3,000 for a machine and this stuff that what no man.
Right. So if I want to buy a $600 nonsense product, well,
Yeah.
okay, that's $600. That it's gonna do what I needed to do. But when you start talking about
Yeah.
professional, like, hold up, let's just be real. If we're talking about professional audio, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about professional gear now. How do anybody, and I'm talking about anybody, this ain't a
Yeah.
drum machine, this any pro audio gear. I don't know one pro audio gear that I can buy for over 2 grand that don't have some sonic dynamic converters in it. Not one. The only one I know is an MPCX.
Yeah.
Because even with Machine, they don't really say they're pro audio. They just stay in their lane and do what
They're in
they
their
do.
lane. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You saying this is your flagship.
Hmm.
Why don't sound like it's a flagship? Born, thank you, brother. Pardon self, not to cut the wisdom. This is the most pivotal live yet. Thank you, Born. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, bro. So my thing is, I just bought an MBT, right? MBT is gonna run you close to 4 grand.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna buy it though.
Yeah.
I got it because I know it sounds good,
Yeah.
and I know what Rupert Neve do. They
Yeah.
haven't let me down yet.
Yeah.
So even if I don't have the money, I'm saving to get stuff because I care about my sound. I know that is
Exactly.
gonna contribute to me. People don't understand when you have a sound, you have the edge now.
Yeah.
You're gonna always have the edge sonically, right? So, but let's just say I want to get something that's $500.
Yeah.
Well, it might not sound as good, but it does certain things to this character for this, and I can deal with that, even though I know it might not give me that edge. We got to just go into knowing what does what. And I think a lot of people think these machines give you a sound that it doesn't give you. You're just getting
Exactly.
workflow. Even with some of the Roland Phantoms, it's like the
Yeah.
Roland Phantom doesn't sound no different than a plug-in now to me.
But listen, I mean, we even got to go as far. Um, if when it comes to like the MPCX, like we utilize the MPCX.
Right?
Um, but imagine we have to team it up with something else. Like
That's
remember, why would we have to spend nearly $3,000 on a machine and team it up with something else? Like
right there.
why? This is 2023. Why would I have to team it up with a SP 1200 or team it up with combination with the Emax?
Facts.
Why would I have to do that?
Facts.
You
Facts.
understand? It's like
That's
the only
exactly
thing I'm paying for is the workflow, the big screen. You understand? I'll be honest with you. As somebody who opened these machines, I open up like MPC X's, right? And when you look at all the components that are used in these MPC X's and the way it built, it cannot cost more than $400 to build one of those units.
facts.
It
Facts.
cannot. Like when you add everything up from the little capacitors that they use to the screen. Probably the most expensive component in Dalakai MPCX is the screen. You understand? It cannot cost them more than $400 to build, but then they turn around and charges 25, nearly 3 grand for one of these MPC. You understand? That's not fair, man.
That's
Because to
crazy.
build one of these machines was a lot of money. This is
Yes.
this costs money to build.
Right.
You understand? So I
Right.
knew the profit they made on this was not big. Like what?
Right.
You know,
Not at all.
it was
Not
not
at
big.
all. Not at
You
all.
understand? It was
Because they
not
were
big.
trying to get stuff on the marketplace to compete. And a lot of these people were into music. They were musicians.
They were
They were
musicians. They
doing
just want to
music.
build something
So
great.
you gotta you're talking about from an era where people were making stuff because they were musicians and they were passionate about it, to now people that just are opportunists. And
Yes.
they're not musicians, they're not nothing. They're just people that just like, oh, okay, they do music. Okay, let's make something for the music people and let's take all their money. They don't care about the music like that.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't
Correct.
care. I mean, matter of fact, Mo, he played like
Yeah. Exactly.
these people did music, man.
Yeah.
Like it turned from people doing. It's the same like the record business. It's
Yeah.
like the record business used to have people that work for companies. They used to be musicians. They used to be artists. You take it, Jimmy Iovine. He was a
Yes.
top engineer. Why you
Yeah.
think Jimmy Iovine is one of the best moguls to ever do it? He was an
Yes.
engineer. He was
Yeah.
a musician. He was into music.
Correct.
Why you think he had a great ear to sign some of the best producers that came through Interscope?
Yes.
When you have somebody that's passionate about what they do and it's all in the same direction, you're gonna probably make some of the best stuff ever. You're gonna make
Yeah.
something some of the best stuff ever. When you
Yeah.
start getting it where now this is a multi-million-dollar business, and now we can just take advantage of it, even if we don't do music, we're just gonna take advantage of it because this is involved in it.
Yeah.
Then all the products start going like this.
Going down.
It's going
Straight
down. And
down. Yeah.
even in the midst
Quality.
of that, you might have some stuff that you can utilize from it, but you just touched on it. The
Yeah.
key thing is, why would I have to pay for this to pair it up with all this other stuff when I've spent 3 grand on something that
Exactly.
should be doing
Every.
everything
Yeah.
without those things? You hit the nail on the head, bro. And this is
Yep.
what I've been saying from day one.
Correct.
You're
Correct, man.
3,000% correct, brother.
Yeah. Nah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Well, man, listen, bro. I thank you for coming on here, man, because we could chop it up all day. This is what we
Yeah.
love. This is what we do. I hope everybody that's on the channel, man, got a chance to get a little bit of this information, man. I appreciate everybody for the super chats. Thank you so much for everybody that came on here, man. We love you, man. We just want to give you information. We want to educate you. So when you go into buying any product, this is not knocking any product. Go into it just knowing what you're buying. That's all I'm saying. Nobody's saying you can't buy none of these products. Nobody's saying you can't get it. Just know what they do for what they do. And if you're going into for something for sound and you know that you're spending way more and it's not going to give you more workflow and sound, then you might want to evaluate that when you
Exactly.
spend your money. I can't tell you what to spend your money on. If you
Yeah.
want to get you an MPCX or SE because it look good, maybe it's good for business because it looks good sitting there,
Yeah.
and you could take a bunch of pictures and
Uh-huh.
spin your chair around it and look at it and take photos all day and it looks good, then who am I to tell you what to get? But when we talk about sound,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what sounds good and what gives you the sound that you're trying to get to take your music to the next level. That's all I'm here for is to give you that. So with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate my brother DJ Roxy jumping
Thank
up. And let me tell you something. This brother is DJing and getting it in, and he jumped up early in the morning
you.
out of
Yes.
his sleep, set his alarm to get
Yeah.
on here just to be a part of the movement and what we doing, man. And I salute you, brother. And I tell everybody that's on this page, man, I I'm gonna tell you just like this here. This is somebody that I follow on his YouTube page. He has great content. The content is inspiring. The tracks he makes are inspiring. You learn a lot. You start hearing the quality of what he's doing as he's running stuff through his stuff. Follow my man's channel. It is a dope channel. I've been following his channel for years now.
Yeah.
And I mean, for years now. And he ain't got a billion Grammys. He ain't got a billion records sold, but this man's content supersedes all of that because it's truthful and it's dope and it's inspiring. And when y'all go find YouTube pages or anybody's page, find stuff that's going to inspire you to make great music. And that's what this man page does. This is why I follow his page. So follow my man DJ Roxy. I salute you, brother. Anything you
Definitely,
want to
my
say?
brother. Thank you so much for bringing me on into your platform. I mean, um, I enjoy talking to you, and that's why when you call me, we on the phone for so long. Like yesterday when we talk on the phone, because it's the same thing that me and you've been talking about every time. You understand? It's the analog, the sound, and stuff like that. It's very important for people to know, man, the importance of the right gears. You
Yes.
understand? And then
Yes.
before I leave, man, I'm telling you, man, like especially for you producers that starting out, man, it's people like ESK, people like myself that tell you, hey, this is the type of gas that you can buy. If you got a big budget, yeah, you can buy this. We gonna tell you, like, if you got a big budget, buy this. But you got a small budget, you can buy this and get a good quality. You
And get
understand?
and get and maximize your
From
dollar.
buying, from people buying all kind of stuff and still they get frustrated because they're not getting the quality. Of course,
Because
you buying the wrong product.
if and this is my advice to anybody, if you could spend 3,000 and you ask me what could you do with that 3,000, and you say, man, I'm going to get an MPC XSC. I said, man, not if you want sound. Let me tell you what you could do. Maybe you go get that MPC one.
Yeah,
Maybe you start getting some 500 series and pair it up. Now you have a powerful machine because now you have these converters in the circuitry that you can pair up with this one and you don't break the bank and you maximizing that dollar. And now you have a superior sound than anybody that has a by itself MPCX SE
correct,
by far.
correct, by
So if you
far.
got $3,000, I can tell you how to
Yep,
maximize that money and you get the best for that money if you're going to be spending that type of money.
correct.
That's just the facts. You dig what I'm saying? Unless you're just making money and you just want to have that machine and you have it to blow, then that's on you. But if you telling me, oh man, you don't got this,
Yeah,
you don't
I'm on
got
a
that, this and that,
budget.
then I'm telling you how we go about doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So yes, sir. Man,
definitely, brother.
shout out to you again, bro. Anybody that's out there, man, go get the EA Ski drums. I got the drum bundles up there now. You know what I'm saying? We have the analog music shirts. So if y'all want that, go check it out. We got that up there, man. Go check out what we doing. Definitely getting ready for this SP12 to be coming pretty soon in December,
Can't wait,
man.
man. I can't wait.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
really
sir,
can't
man.
wait, man.
And
Cause
anything you want to add, Roxy? Anything you want to add before we close it out? It's on you.
yeah, no, man. I mean, I just want to thank everybody. I realize that a lot of people know my channel. That into your channel. I'd like to thank everybody, for taking the time out and listening to our message. Appreciate that, and God bless.
And you know what
Definitely.
else I want to add too? Is this was one of the first dudes that introduced my drums, and I didn't even know he was gonna introduce them. He
Yeah,
went and got my drums and
yeah,
introduced it and let people know, man, these EA ski drums is crazy.
definitely,
This is what I'm talking about, man. People,
definitely.
I mean, and he did that without me even knowing. I just seen the
Yeah,
channel like, oh, he got the EA ski drum, and
yeah,
he was
yeah,
going
yeah,
crazy on them. And it's like,
yeah.
that's what we do when you inspire. You do stuff just like I was talking about with Sway. Sway speaks on me, and I don't even know he's speaking on me. That's when you inspire people do that, and not. So I salute you, bro, because I just came across your thing and you was just rocking my drums.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
oh, DJ Roxy
definitely.
rocking these drums, and so
Yeah,
I,
definitely.
I salute you, brother, man. Really, I
Thank you, my
do.
brother. Thank you.
Hey, God bless everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we have my brother back on here again, man. Y'all go follow my brother's page, man. He's dope. DJ Roxy. Go check my brother out. Y'all go get the EA Ski drum bundle. They dope. It's got everything in it. It's got the Need, SSL, EA Ski drums, and it's got the converter drums in there for those. So go get that. Analog Music shirts is going to be up. Let's get it. Salute to everybody. We out.